I'm seeing a trend here, and then maybe one is different. All obscure. Okay, next one. This is similar. Who forgets to reload?
Ah.
Okay, okay.
So what do you play?
Todos.
Oh. Ah.
Todos.
Ah.
Você, pai. Você quer demais rescarregar.
Okay, next one. Who spends ever win? Ah, this guy. It's the best streamer, best dancer, crazy. Yeah. Who would spend the longest in a shopping mall?
Depende do que, né? Tipo assim.
Yeah. All on the same page. Yeah, of course.
Perfume.
Perfume?
Yeah.
He's so cool, you know? Stylish. Who would forget where they parked their car?
Peguei o nome dele errado. Maybe dele errado.
Oh my god. Okay, well, that is it. Thank you very much, Alpha 7, for joining us. We had a lot of fun. Best of luck in the tournament. And that is it done here for PMWC EWC 26.
When I was a child, I just like to play, to be honest. Like at my 6 years old, I started playing some other games. To be honest, I just play and sometimes football, but it was not so good. How my family would describe me. I think like I have kid, I have guy, and I always smiling and trying to keep everyone happy on my side. What I miss the most when I'm away from home is like my friends, my family. I miss like going to school also. My perfect day off gonna be like driving because I love to drive. I have a G20, 320i. I love to eat, like, but not normal food, like fast food, like McDonald's or something like that. I always love to eat that. Something people don't know about me, I'm so afraid of heights. When I go to the airplane, I want to sit in the window, but I always close to don't sit. My career changed me like as a person, like everything. I became the man I am today because of my career, because the people was by my side. So like changed everything on my life. The person I want to be remembered as, like a happy guy who always is smiling, and I want to be remembered like a man who never stopped fighting. He always like chasing his dreams.
My goodness, Barney, can you believe yesterday? eArena winning with a 39-point game on Rondo.
Honestly, unbelievable. Nongshim RedForce taking home 2 chicken dinners as well, but you know what? There's only one team on everyone's minds at this point, because yesterday was, Jackie?
Hello?
We're the first people in, mate. What are you doing here?
Hello, I was here. It's fine.
What do you mean you were here? You've been here all night.
I was here.
Have you been here all night, mate? Have you been to bed?
All right, okay, but you want to see something that'll make it way more sense? The bees make honey. Honey then translates into money at some point through some sort of transactional sale, usually with farmers, I'd imagine, but in this case, Battleground.
Jackie,
winning.
Jackie, if you need a nap in the green room, mate, it's okay. It's day 2.
No, Barney. Yellow. Hello, that's 2 O's, by the way. Circle, they're always getting zone. Hello, zone.
Jackie, Group B, day 2 today. It's been a day. It's been all night.
I keep saying B. Why does no one understand? He's saying B, I'm saying B. Vitala B.
Okay, Jackie. Okay, now. Yeah. Let's go this way. Okay. Yesterday was an unbelievable day for a particular team, and it seems that that team is on everyone's mind.
Je suis prêt, c'est parti, voir où m'emmène la vie. Comme sur mon green, tu m'entends quand je respire. Top le veston, jamais fine, trop de pas, big plan, j'ai fait changer toute la piste. Regarde ma pêche, je sais pas, j'attire. Je coupe la ligne, laisse la qui laisse frémir. Nouvelle état, new name, toujours fluide dans le move. Main en l'air quand je rentre dans le groove. Garde ce regard, je suis déjà posé. De pas je tourne, glace dans mes yeux figés. Beat encore, puis je prends tout ce qui est à moi. Trop vite, trop fort.
Clara's here for the STC Rewind, and we've got to talk about all of the games from yesterday, of course. Games 2 and 1 looked amazing. Horaa, of course, getting themselves a win, but you've had eArena getting themselves a record-breaking game on day number 1.
Shh. It's just vitality.
Erangel was totally dominated by Nongshim RedForce down in the military island, not only on the west side of the military island, but also on the east side as well. They looked fantastic, not only from compounds, but the splits that they were able to utilize to all the way to the late game.
Vitality!
All right, well, 2 more games remaining, and it's going to be Miramar here to finish off the...
Someone say vitality on Miramar? The bestest team, the most aggressive team, the greediest team of always split on Crater Field. I cannot believe it. But more than that, they won the next Miramar as well, Calaris.
Yeah, they did.
Let's help you out here a little bit.
All right, it doesn't matter anyway. We've got the bubble teams as well. You've got GodLike, you've got S2G, Yangon Galacticos. They're really going to need to put up a big performance today to try and catch up to the top 5. That's it for the STC Rewind.
Vitality.
Vitality indeed, because this squad has been absolutely destroying yesterday. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to PMWC at EWC 26. It's just the group stages, and we are already breaking records. Not only did we get a 29 elimination game out of eArena yesterday, we also got Vitality getting more points in 1 day than Fourth Rise was able to do in 2 days with 108 points. And with all the watch parties, shout out to the record-breaking men, Snacks Gaming, breaking records, keep it up, bye. But now it's time we get started, because today, at the end of the day, I got Neptura, Maxman, 7WG, glad to be here. We're going to be sending 5 teams to the finals, and 3 teams are going to be going home, and the rest will go to survival.
It is so true. It all comes down to today. I mean, kind of, we already know one of the teams that's going in, so we got to just figure out which of the other 16 or 15 teams get to go through to those finals. And yeah, we will be saying goodbye to 3. kind of feels like we kind of know who those are going to be as well. But because of the point sponge we've been seeing yesterday, maybe it's still all to play for.
Yeah, I mean, right now you're looking at Group A. The point threshold to get into the top 5 was 88 points. I think because of the vitality effect, it's going to be quite significantly lower. So we'll see. But anyways, a few tricks. That was terrible. But anyways, no, I'm very excited for today. But actually, looking at the top 5, there aren't that many slots available. Get out. There aren't that many slots available right now. So it's going to be a true race for the few slots that now remain here in this event.
It will be close for all these squads, honestly, if we're taking a look at it when we get a chance to look at the overall. But for everybody currently watching, don't forget to use that social media hashtag EWC and EWC26. You guys have been sharing a lot of awesome stuff. I can't wait to see if we can finally end up possibly sharing some here on the studio with you guys. And make sure you check out the EWC Play app and do your predictions, because our predictions have actually, somebody's predictions have been spot on, and it's none other than Lace. We'll get a chance to talk to her later on. But if we got to start talking about vitality. This squad has just been on an absolute tear, Neptura.
They have. It was so fun to watch. I know everybody at home had a great time watching it, as well as us on desk. I mean, 5 out of 6 games they were on the podium, on the top 3. Pretty insane. So really, really loving what we got from them. And we still got 6 more games of vitality to go.
Oh, 6 more games indeed. And this is important because that is one squad that is currently fighting for those club championship points. If we want to take a little bit of a deeper look, let's send it over to Glitter and the squad.
Yeah, thank you so much, Seven. I have Kalaris, Hot Jukes, and Glitter with me to bring you some absolutely awesome news from the club championships, especially from Tekken 8 and For Honors.
Honestly, things were absolutely insane. We're going to break down exactly what happened, what this means for our CC, but let's dive into the 2 championship moments that we had yesterday, starting with Honor of Kings. This was a huge story, and it ties into what we've got going on here in PUBG Mobile as well, because we had Quashell Gaming versus AGAL. Now, this is a rematch from 2025. These 2 teams faced off again. This time around, though, the result was different. KSG was able to upset AGAL and claim the win, which means that AGAL ended up with the 2nd place, did not defend the title. They were not happy about that. But then if we go over to the Tekken 8 side of things, AGAL found the success they were looking for. They were able to get the title in Tekken 8. This is massive for them. It was in a 5-0 fashion out of Zubair as well. So, I mean, this was a dominant performance, Lace.
And what does this mean point-wise? The championship club point-wise, specifically for AGAL?
Now, okay, 2nd place in Honor of Kings means 750 points. That was already accounted for when we were last looking at the CC leaderboard. However, the win out of Zubair gives them 1,000 additional points. That means they're now at 3,350. They have jumped above Falcons, which we've been waiting for somebody to do. Was it possible? We didn't know. And now they have done it, but maintaining it is going to be difficult.
And I mean, that isn't a tremendous jump, especially if we tie into like what happened with the Falcons last year and how they dominated all performances. But what does that mean for our club championship eligible teams today?
Well, we already have 2 of our 4 games this week done. However, Call of Duty is also going to be having their finals today, and Falcons are still in that discussion. So if they're able to get the win that they're looking for here, I mean, that would really change the leaderboard back in their favor, and they still have a lot of titles left to go.
Yes, and of course we have AGAL, who are Group A here for PUBG Mobile. Now, Jukes, they were in 7th place coming out of our group stages, which means that they go to the survival stage. Do you reckon they can bury their way out and head to the finals and add some more club championship points?
100%. I mean, when it comes to the AGAL PUBG Mobile team, this team qualified by being the #1 PEL seed coming into this tournament. So they are used to being able to handle the pressure, right? But at the same time, it wasn't able to translate in their group stage. 7th place is still not a bad one, considering that we got 6 teams that can qualify through that survival stage. The problem, though, is that yesterday we've had some insane performances, so much so that there are some monster squads that could also be in that survival stage. So AGAL, I know they're doing their homework, they're watching these games closely. Hopefully come survival stage, they make it happen.
Of course, and one of those monstrous squads is, of course, Team Vitality. I know we've been harping going on about vitality. I thought I could scare him again.
No.
But of course, for our final day of group stages here for Group B, we want to be looking at the bubble. We've got our top 5 teams, but of course, we have our bottom 3 teams. And I want to do something a little special, Kalaris.
Okay.
I would like you to give me the best motivational speech you have, specifically for Hustlers.
For Hustler Crew?
Yes.
From Great Britain?
Those are your people.
Those are my people.
Those are your people.
All right. I need those guys to lock in, all right? Because we need them to be able to step up to the plate. I see in their eyes the same potential as a butterfly in a cocoon, even though a cocoon doesn't have eyes. I understand that Hustler Crew here has to be able to step up to the Hustler plate. I need you to sell fish and chips for £3.30 on the Blackpool Pier at 7 p.m. at night. I need you to be able to move on forward because today could be our Hustler Day.
Yes.
Chills.
This is a new national holiday.
Absolute chills. And you know, you're all right. But look, thank you so much. Now, Jukes, we obviously have our bottom 3. ETSH Esports is a part of that. I want you to stare down the barrel of the camera, and I want you to give your best motivational speech to them.
All right, I got it. Let's do this. Listen, ETSH, you got 15 points. Some people see 15 points, and they see disaster. You know what I see? That's 15 points, more than 0, baby, right? You gotta make it happen right here, right now. Speedo, I need more speed. Fajita, it's time to turn up the heat and get sizzling, baby. And you other 2 players, just get some damn eliminations. Please, all you gotta do is not get top 3, and you're gonna make it, all right? Wait, you're not listening? You know what? That's it, dude. Get over here. Get over here. Sorry. I kind of reverted to how I learned growing up. I'm sorry, guys. You know what? Just make it happen. Please.
Now, if you guys aren't feeling motivational after that, 7, how are you feeling? Are you feeling motivated, or you think you might get hit by a shoe by Hot Jukes?
Yo, those flashbacks. It used to be a chancla, though, but I'm so motivated that if I make this shot for those bottom 3 teams, it's gonna get a lot better. So let's see if I can actually make this shot real quick. You know what? We'll do it backwards. Watch this. Okay, for those bottom 3 teams, it's going to be a lot harder today. ETSH, I'm looking at you, 721 GS, and as well at Hustler Crew. Those squads are going to be having a lot of trouble, but let's take a look at the overall. That way we can get an idea of where all the teams are currently sitting at, and you have an idea as well in case you ended up missing it. No surprise, Vitality at the top, but the big storyline here, Max, has to be between 5th place and 12th place, because the difference between all those spots is just 14 points, and GodLike is currently in that 5th spot.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really tight. Really, I mean, if you get a eArena-esque Rondo, right, you're going to be able to jump up so many extra ranks. I'm actually talking about the point gap between those teams here, 7, in the middle of the leaderboards. I'm looking especially at the point gap between eArena in 4th position and 5th position of GodLike. That's a 21-point difference, meaning if those teams in the top 4 today get a decent day, we're talking like 30 points, something like that, there aren't going to be many spots remaining for the grand final. So right now, GodLike, you got to be careful. You got a massive target on your back. They did fix the hot drops, which is good, and we'll talk about that later on. But GodLike, everyone is going to be chasing you down today.
Oh, they absolutely are, and that is why we need to have top-tier gameplay for them. We've seen it; they can do it. They can be super aggro. We saw them get take out Horaa. They took out a 7, like all in one map, right? eArena as well. So they are able to fend against the top players here, but we just need to see that on a consistent level here, 7. I'm not sure about these other ones. I mean, Wolves had an okay day. Alpha 7, we saw some glimmers of hope from them, but coming on through. Who? A7?
Alpha 7. Oh, you said Alpha 7, the reigning champions of PMGC that I'm expecting a lot of, that they're currently just playing so disappointing. I'm expecting that team to actually bounce back. I got a chance to talk to Carrillo. They were saying they were making a lot of mistakes. If you guys want to check that out, make sure you check it out at the 7WG. What's your Instagram, Natura?
Natura Cass.
Max?
Maxman Casts,
A
check
lot
it
of
out.
awesome content for PUBG Mobile Esports. Make sure you check that out. But yeah, for Alpha 7, a disappointing performance so far. They're not happy with it. They're looking to improve. But we got to talk about the Sony story of the day, which is just pure domination from Vitality. And we want to just paint a picture for this Sony story of the day, because Vitality, as I've been saying, they ended up getting more points than 4 Thrives. And you can see the stats right there. What's crazy, though, is I want you to look at 4 Thrives eliminations, Neptura, because 4 Thrives were such a heavy fragging team that they still ended up getting more elims than Vitality. That's in 2 days, though.
In 2 days.
In 2 days. So yeah, 4 Thrives got 80 elims in 2 days. Vitality have 71 in 6 matches in 1 day, right? We're gonna add over to that being 108 points. So 4 Thrives got 107 points in 2 days, and Vitality have 108 in 1 day, sorry, in 1 day. That gap is astronomical. I don't think we've really seen anything like that before. It's pretty insane. I know 4 Thrives were wanting to get some wins in their group stage, and they didn't, whereas Vitality were really, really able to capitalize on that with 2 wins, and that makes me a little bit more hopeful for them going into those finals, right? Because we do see very similar plays from them, but when it comes down to that smash rule, when it comes down to that pressure being put on them, it seems like Vitality still can win.
Max, and if we break it down a little bit more, it was the way that Vitality was just playing yesterday. A completely different playing style than everybody currently in this Group B lobby. The way that they were doing their splits, the way that they were just taking control of an area was so impressive.
I think mainly they learned from PMGO Season 1 and PMMI earlier this year. They're like, we were just too passive, not being involved in any of these fights in the discussion in some of these games. But man, they switched it up to 11-12 almost going into this one. And it's good to see not just Razy, Razak, and Federales doing good, which we would really expect on the global stage, those guys to put up massive numbers. Axel came out swinging. Their chicken dinner on Erangel up against Horaa. Oh my goodness, Axel, the IGL, was looking like a fragger. He was a frag GL in that game. So I'm just super stoked about this team. And I just want to see this continue throughout the entirety of the event, because compared to 4 Thrives, they can actually get wins. So if they do get in the smash zone, hey, who knows, Vitality might take home that trophy.
But with that kind of lead, we usually end up seeing teams do something a little bit different. I got a chance to talk to Federales yesterday. I also got a chance to talk to Axel, and they were saying that they might end up putting one of the substitute players just to get some experience in case you never know what's going to happen in finals. And I'm completely fine with that, because it's going to allow the sponge point to not be so heavy towards the top.
That's true, and you know, there's no better time to do it than now, right? Because NSR and Nongshim RedForce are in 2nd place with 60 points. There's a 48 gap lead there, and so you're looking at, yeah, this is probably the best case scenario to put a sub in. Even if it doesn't go all that well, it gives them practice without the pressure coming on through as well. So really, really happy to see maybe a substitute coming on in there. But for me, I'm thinking that honestly, Vitality, they are going to just want to chill out and let maybe some of the other teams, like Nongshim RedForce, step up a little bit.
Look, I like saying Vitality. It's a very satisfying word to say. But I love saying Hyunbin in particular, because right now, I mean...
Say it again?
Hyunbin! Sorry, I'm very excited. I have to scream that word every time I say it. But like, no, the entirety of Nongshim RedForce were looking so good. And in particular, we know their drop location is farm. They go for these quick rotates on the island finishes, and they get back-to-back wins on the military island finish. If it goes down south every time, it's just win, 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 and win for the South Korean team. So I'm absolutely loving it. And in particular, it's not just XEY and also Hyunbin doing well. You saw so many great plays from So Easy in particular in the intro. We were talking about So Easy really having some massive step-up plays. So they're just looking like the whole package right now. It's just hard to stand out when Vitality had such a good opening day, but Nongshim RedForce were playing out of their minds on day 1 of Group B.
Yeah, I do want to say that I was disappointed with Nongshim in the first 2 games. We saw 0 or 2 points come out of them in 2 games.
It's hard to stand on the first game on Rondo.
13 and 16th place.
Yeah, exactly. However, I do think that they're doing just enough. They got back-to-back wins. They got a 2nd place to finish off the day. They're doing just enough to get to those finals to make sure that they qualify, and then we'll probably see a much different team in those finals this weekend.
Hopefully we'll end up seeing a different team, and hopefully that consistency that we saw towards the second half of the day for Nongshim RedForce will be there as well. One team that ended up surprising us a lot in the way that they were able to change again was an Indian team. For Group A, we saw it with OG. For Group B, we saw it with GodLike. I know Kalari's got a chance to talk with one of the players from GodLike, so let's send it over to them.
Hi, Kalaris here at PMWC for EWC 26. We're in day number 2 of Group B here, live from Paris, and I've got Admino here from GodLike to talk about some of the results from yesterday, as well as how things have been going overall. So thank you for joining me here, Admino. To start things off, looking at the results from yesterday, bit of a rougher start, but then you guys gained some traction towards the end of the day. Can you talk to me about the day as a whole and what you thought about it?
Actually, in the beginning, we tried to do some experiments, like we tried to take drop clashes and a little bit more kind of stuff that we already planned, but that didn't work in our favor, so we tried to stick on our basics and try to like go to a random drop and gather loot and everything and play a decent game, and that worked in our favor, and we performed well after the first 3 matches.
So, also, it's basically your first international tournament, right? As GodLike, and being able to play here on the stage in Paris. How have you been enjoying the experience so far? And hey, what's Paris been like?
Paris kind of good, but we haven't gone out yet because we have a tournament that we have to practice that we didn't get the device earlier, so we need to set our hands in the device. And after that, if we qualify from here, we will try to explore Paris a little bit because we will be having some off days for sure. And my team is fully pumped because it doesn't matter for us like who is playing against us and like that. We all have in our mind that we are best and we will perform good.
A big fight back for GodLike today?
For sure.
Thank you very much, Amina, for joining me here.
Thank you.
Important stuff there. Thank you, Kalaris and Admino from GodLike. But important stuff from that team, considering they are currently in 5th place. An insane performance for a first day at an international event. And something that we heard right there is they're not looking to do those hot drops anymore, which I'm happy about.
Yeah, I mean, that was great. There was 2 issues for the Indian teams, Orangutan being too passive and GodLike going for the hot drops. They changed it. They don't go for it anymore. This is a great change for all of India.
All right, well, GodLike, let's see how you're going to be doing. Once again, just to redeem myself, before we send it over to the stage, here we go. Ah, so close. But let's send it over to Barney and Luti.
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue. Yesterday was the day of records. Today, we will find out who will get to the final and who will get eliminated.
That's right. Today, the reality is that dreams will end. And so that's the nature of this competition. But I can guarantee you that none of these teams will go down without a fight.
Yeah, Bunny, we've seen it before. Like, it's always the same. You can just... Standing can change in just a few good or bad games.
That's right, so whether you are at home or right here in the Port de Versailles, in the heart of Paris, it is time to see who will rise above the rest and continue their journey in the PMWC, starting with ETSH Esports.
TT Project.
ETSH Esports.
World Esports.
Nongshim RedForce.
Tianba.
DOPENESS.
Crew.
Alpha 7.
eArena.
GodLike Esports.
721 GS Esports.
Vitality.
S2G Esports.
Horaa Esports.
And finally, your defending PMWC champs, Yangon Galacticos! Voici, after just 6 games, the top 5 will make it into the finals. Some will survive, and the bottom 3 will see their key sent to the Crusher.
The level of competition on this stage is staggering. This isn't luck, it's instinct, it's preparation, and it's synergy. It's time for Group B to come to a close. Let's find out who has what it takes. Sixteen teams have patiently waited on the sidelines for their chance to shine. Players who are hungry to make a statement on the Gadia City grid.
It is time to introduce our team. ETSH Esports, Alpha 7 Esports, Team Vitality.
And finally, your defending champions of PMWC, Yangon Galacticos!
Day 3 of the PMWC group stage at EWC 2026 starts right now!
Back-to-back blows taken their way. Vitality trying to win out versus Nongshim RedForce. Yangon left with just Smile, but that might turn into a frown if they can get the angle onto him.
But Smile dropped off the top side. He's doing good work here. A grin appearing on his mouth. Now looks for one more, steps up and gets it. A 1v4 essentially for Smile.
Sleepy with a warning shot. Whoa. The buggy comes by. Close quarters engagement as Vitality look to hold on. No fear down. More damage done.
Last left alive here, an incredible player on 9 elims this game. It's a hard fight though, a 1 versus 2. Molotov goes long, he runs straight into it though, keeps backing off into the nade. It might be lights out for Axel soon.
Oh, that's the nade to do it as Horaa. They lay claim to the second chicken dinner. And we got the Alpha 7 fans in the house! But let's see if Alpha 7 can bring the thunder on the close quarters engagement. Goodbye, Milu, as Tianba get hit by the front of the vehicle. Quick flicks coming out from A7.
Ooh, and that's exactly what's happening, because you got another can of Hyunbin down south with that P90, and that is it. It's a back-to-back chicken dinner on the side of Nongshim RedForce.
Let's put the 11th on the board. Looking for TZ, is it a self-denial? It might be. Get to double digits on the elims
and that's it.
Burn yourself down to the ground, because Vitality live on top of the tables and beating a 2-day performance from Group A.
What a shutdown, 108
points in 6 matches. Oh yes, oh yes. Another day of competition here as things get loud. Hot Jigs in the building right next to me, and of course it's me, Jackie Powers, in the commentary booth. And we're going to be getting loose and waxing lyrical today, Jukes, because we get some more teams popping off with some big plays here in PUBG Mobile.
Oh, and man, talking about big plays, yesterday was absolutely insane. That's the only word I can say. The question is, who's getting second place today, right? Yeah, who's getting second place? Who's getting into the top 5? Because you want to punch that ticket straight to the finals. No messing around today.
No, man, it's going to be big. It's going to be exciting. You know, back when we got into Group A, right, we were thinking, wow, we're being spoiled for some of the runs we're seeing for these teams, the points we're accumulating over such a short space of time. Yeah, well, forget about that. Group B's been a whole different beast, buddy. What was going on yesterday, man?
Dude, I mean, it's like everything went just in a wild situation. We had a world record-breaking game number 1. almost every single circle the entire day was just ridiculous, right? And then even with a 39-point game in day one, that's not the team that's at the top of the leaderboards here. It's just unreal. That's the only way I can say it is like, what else? I mean, what else could you possibly ask for?
What more could we want? What more could these teams even really give? I'm thinking even just like fundamentally from the points that you can get out of the game, but we were pushing the limits.
Literally. I mean, it's so crazy to see a team. 4 Thrives in Group A did so well, right?
Yeah.
They topped the tables, and they almost got passed up in points in just one single day, right? So we're going into day 2 here. It's time to say your prayers. Really make sure you are locked in, meditate, and focus, because getting into that grand finals here and now is so critical because of those point sponges. We're going to see most likely some monster squads in that survival stage.
Oh, we are indeed. We are indeed. And of course, that's in reality, if you're able to push through, live on to fight for the survival stage, have a chance to make it to finals. Our teams that are crowned strong enough will go right through here from Group B, joining some of the best from Group A. And then again, Jukes, we've got to crush those keys and say bye-bye to 3 of our squads.
Ooh, yeah, 3 teams going home today. So you got to make sure that you put everything on the line. But it's time, folks. Here we go. Match number 1 of the second and last day of Group B and our group stage. Let's get it going.
Is that all we got, Paris? Can we get a little bit louder than that?
Let's go!
There we go. Getting fired up in the building. Live from EWC 26 for PMWC as we get into our opening game.
And it's none other than Rondo. All I know is that now I just want to see stadium finishes every single day going forward. But I don't think we're going to see that here. I don't even know if we'll ever see a 39-point game ever, right? But who knows?
History, bro.
That was history.
Crazy.
That was history. But let's see what's going to happen here now. Teams are starting to pop out. I wonder which squads did their homework, because in Group A, we saw some squads find those recall players, take some teams out early, right? So I wonder if we're going to see that here. I wonder what's on the mindset of Team Vitality today, because they're a lock, right? They're going to the grand finals. Today could be a great day for them to make some tweaks, some adjustments, even take some risks, right? Like, hey, this is our weakness. Let's work on it here and now, so that way we're prepped, ready, so we can get that big $1.7 million prize pool in the finals.
Well, for some of our sides that struggled yesterday, can they come alive even more? We're straight into it with a classic battle. Neox starts us off as the shots are coming through. Swinging the blade immediately there, mate.
Obscure knifing some players here. Alpha 7, a team everybody's got their eyes on today. And we got the Wolves, who were able in the final games yesterday to push themselves out of that bottom 3. And now they're facing some Titans in this lobby. You got ETSH, that's a squad that needs to put something in here. Now you got EA as well. Fights happening all over the place, and they got to happen here pretty quickly, because this is a very Southern Circle effect. Barely getting those shots through that little tiny angle, but oh, that one was a good one. Effect making it happen here with the S12K 1v2. That's how you do it.
So eArena having a bit of a struggle starts there on the drop in towards Neox, looking to get that early point accumulated off the back of it. And TT happy to take those duels quite comfortably. 3 Elim points to start us off. Obviously, Rondo's Rondo, so don't worry. There'll be a lot more action yet to come.
Oh, yeah. Non-stop action here. You can see 721 GS getting a knock there onto ETSH. That's actually a very important fight here, because oh, wow, there we go. Fajita turning up the heat, making us proud. You can see down on the bottom left, Alpha 7 crowd always so hyped, excited for their team here. They're not too far away from that top 5. Game right here could definitely put them in a good spot. Meanwhile, you got Nasser. He's got that S12K in hand. He is ready for it. Oh, he's in the wide open, though. He's got to be careful. Never mind. Rehan said, let's go find another angle.
Oh, swing outs quick as well. That's a nice connection on the doorway. Off-angle play for Fajita, seeing if he can do too much more from this. They're going to try and bait him in, close the door, and keep him guessing. Rest of the squad going down in the meanwhile, though. Oh, Jukes! The bouncing headshot. Hello.
That's what I'm talking about. Jumping and from the top ropes, able to hit that shot and save his squad. So 721 GS should be able to get a full reset here. ETSH quick on that recall. Their recall player not messing around here. But we're going to see these teams really get set up and good to go. Yangon Galacticos only have that single player up, taking a little bit of time here to get that recall in.
Yeah, the Yangon crew quite far out, all the way over towards Horaa.
Oh, that's
Can't really
why.
get to the recall either, bro.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering. I was like, where is he? And it looks like that's actually something we should actually take a look at, because Romeo is going to be heading towards TT Project Niaz to try and get his recall in for his team. And that would be a devastating loss for Yangon Galacticos to go out right here, considering that they are right there on that cutoff in 6th place.
Yeah, didn't have the best run of things yesterday in some of the matches, so if this is the way they start things off, it could be very uncomfortable. We'll give you the context to that one if it happens. In the meantime, it's still a rotation for Romeo. Like Duke said, though, Neo's in position to try and defend against that recall. Could be awkward. We'll stick with the fight we got here, though. Vitality. The Kings yesterday. But can they keep it up right now? Clash versus Dopeness, back and forth blows. Axel going down as well. He was a key piece of the puzzle, already removed. Oh, this is not what you want, Jukes.
Ken G running wide out in the open there, getting that shot. Very, very nice on the side of Dopeness. And that is how you get it done. Now, it does look that, like, Yangon Galacticos Romeo was avoiding that fight. He saw TT Project there. He ends up going, most likely, all the way down to Long Ho. And he should be able to get that res for his squad in just a couple of minutes. But this circle is on the south side here. We got Nongshim RedForce all the way in the north. Things are finally starting to settle down a little bit. Actually, never mind. It's the Wolves versus Alpha 7. And Elementrix getting caught out with that nade. Obscure holding this angle, waiting for someone to cross. Oh, but here comes GodLike.
Oh, GodLike got that nice nade off the top side from Adamino. Up close and personal, they're taking the fight to Alpha 7 as well. Battling both of these squads simultaneously. It'll be a great start for GodLike. Jukes. Get some early energy into today's games.
Oh, boy! Wow, throwing that nade up the stairs, catching him off. Necessary's holding those angles. He's doing those tight peaks in a 1v2 situation. It's GodLike, too strong to defeat, and they are looking to be the kings of Neox Factory.
Oh, S-Power's fired up as well, dude. From one fight to the next.
He's like, what's that over there?
Side, dude.
What's over there behind that tree, huh? Throwing them nades. Has he had the arm to get him? That looks good. It's a little short. Runs out in the open, man. GodLike Esports not playing today.
The flick on that, bro. S-Power's fired up today.
Yes, he is. Already getting some good, solid points. That's 6 on the side of GodLike. That puts them in a good, solid position in 5th place. And this is the thing. If GodLike win this game, what is that going to look like for these leaderboards? That's going to be a massive, massive gap between 5th and 6th place.
That's the thing, the artificial barrier right now. It's very fine margin, so many point vacuums on towards the top spots. If GodLike could start out and really give themselves the best case scenario to bolster their points, could change the flow of things. That's Romeo from Yangon Galacticos, obviously went down very early, had to go for the rotate around and get his team back.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. You got to make sure you hit that recall tower real quick. S2G got to hit them plays, though. Rihan getting that thirst. Yes, indeed. And you can see Masco got that heel off and shuts him down. That is how you do it there. So 7-2-1, making it happen. But you know what else? You guys can make it happen in-game with the lucky spin that's coming out, guys. And make sure you guys get in there, hit that draw, and you can get some of those insane PMWC tournament sets. Meanwhile, 7-2-1 GS gets a nice knock there on to S-Power. GodLike really looking to shut this fight down. It's a 1v2 situation. He gets one.
There we go.
Gets the thirst. Can he get the second?
Beautiful scene so far. Damage back done onto S-Power, but can the squad still save it. Ooh, quick shot, Jukes. Got to throw the clip in. Down over the toe. He thought he was slick enough to mantle, but he gets the shot off.
That had to be an accident right there. I mean, I'm sure he had his jump and climb split buttons. Sometimes we have some people combine it, but if you get just a little too close, you get that animation jumping up, and you know he was just like, oh, it's over. And
so exposed, no chance to fight, bro.
Oh, that's so tough. So tough. But you know what? That is great on the side of GodLike. So they take full advantage of it. Now we're seeing the zone pop dead center here as TT Project gonna go ahead and get this ready. He's carrying his teammate there. There you go. He's moving off the hill. Effect. Knocking down Horaa here. And Jiggle does have an angle, but they should be able to get to safety. Oh, no fear, never mind. Yeah, no fear on the other end. He's going to go ahead and get his revenge for his teammate there and take out 2 on the side of TT Project.
Yeah, this is far more awkward now. Trapped back just on the rock side towards the coastline. Efis cooking the nade, wants to dash that towards No Fear. Too shallow, few more left in the inventory though. They can try and hold him back for at least a few more seconds. But they're the ones that are at panic stations. Horaa waiting for the opportunity to strike. Efis so low off the engage. Effect though, reels them in. He's looking for the flush on it as well.
Oh no, but he jumps down into the water. That actually could be a workout for him. Let's see if he's going to climb that hill. And it looks like he's trying to find the angle. He does. Here we go. Now they have 2 different angles they can actually fight this from. Evius just says, now I'm jumping down with my teammate. 2v1 situation, but can't hit the shots. And now No Fear is at the advantage. Never mind. What is happening? Shots back and forth, but No Fear finally shuts him down.
Woo. A nail-biting fight on that one. They can at least recover, still have 3 of their players alive for Horaa as well and build off the back of this. And that's 8 Elim points they've racked up, leading the lobby right now.
That's the worst case scenario for this lobby because that's really like the only slot that's available there for the finals considering how well these other teams did. And GodLike are looking to close the door here nice and early, saying, you know what, if you want to try to get into the finals, you're going to need to win at least a couple games because we got such a point lead. And that is how you start it there. 8 eliminations, full squad up. It's looking good for the side of GodLike. Oh, Romeo. Sky, run for your life. Drive away. And it looks like he is going to barely escape that one.
Romeo, where for art thou, Romeo? On the bridge, getting Elim's bud. That's where he is.
He was looking right at the sky there, and that is Horaa. Now we're gonna look at No Fear, Get Thirsted. Yangon Galacticos gonna actually get into this next game as the circle shifts up to the north side now. They are in the blue. This is still stage 3. They can eat a little bit of this circle for now, but it's time to finally find out where that next spot's gonna be.
It's a bit more uncomfortable for Horaa then, as they do get away with only that duo, and this could potentially be an even more uncomfortable entry back over towards the zone as they've got to bypass Alpha 7. Vision onto them. Ravo jumps out the vehicle. Good shot from range, consistent with the orb to tap down another one, and only Jiggle gets out. 9 Elims might be where they reach and end this one.
Man, this whole tournament has been so chaotic. You want to avoid the survival stage at all costs. Yeah, it's 6 teams out of 16 moving on from that stage. Still, though, I mean, you do not want to be put in that situation. I'm talking to you, Alpha 7. Meanwhile, Team Vitality getting into it with 7-2-1 GS. They do end up having 1 player knocked. Team Vitality, so strong yesterday. Gonna go out early here. They do get 4 eliminations, but like I said, they can do whatever the heck they want today.
Yeah, this is a quiet one for them. They've already done the hard part. Fair play, though, mate. On the other side of the spectrum, right? Yes, Vitality, our top dogs, they're out. But look who's climbing up from the depths. This is now 11 eliminations they picked up, getting over the safety of the threshold so far, Jukes. Maintain this, you could save your tournament.
Absolutely. I mean, that is a perfect start on the side of 7-2-1 GS. And considering that it's in Rondo, right? The chance to really make up for a bad day one, and they're doing it, right? I mean, double-digit eliminations. Now it's all about just getting into that end game. So I want to see them get themselves in a good, solid position and just focus up. Because ETSH, Hustler's crew, all right, DOPENESS have not done anything so far.
No, they really haven't, and DOPENESS as well. You know, you're down to just the solo. Couple elims, sure, but it's been quiet outside of that. And that was the third-party fight that opened things up to allow them to collapse onto it. The replay here is when DOPENESS lost a lot of their members up against Vitality. Curious, Dukes, as well. I think mechanically yesterday we saw Alpha 7 look very good in terms of how they were approaching the game, but they never had any luck on their side.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I was saying. You know, I was looking at their numbers for the past 2 international tournaments. They were getting tons of eliminations and like 0 placement points. Very, very low on that end. And so I want to see them get into finally some late games and show what they can do. Yeah. It's just been so difficult lately, especially when you have a few teams just do something so insane, right? It's wild to see what happened yesterday. But today's a new day. Another team that I want to see make something happen is Tianba, right? I expected a lot from this squad, and now they are still very far down the leaderboard. You can see them pushing into that circle from the south side. Let's see if they can make it up here in Rondo.
For Alpha 7, their eyes might be lighting up off the back of the recall for DOPENESS. They're all parachuting back in relatively close by. Could be a chance for those three to fight with eArena in close proximity, but Tianba are in the move, back in towards the zone. GodLike not far out with Manya. Just up on the ridge side there, supported by the rest of the crew. It was a bumpy early game for Yangon, but after that recall, they've been pretty comfortable, at least on their rotation path.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, it worked out well for them, especially considering that they were pretty late in this game because of that recall. It took a long, long time. But, you know, that's the way this game works. Sometimes those circles just shift and the fights happen in such a perfect way where you're able to sneak your way into zone pretty clear. It doesn't happen often, so when it does, you got to take advantage of it. And it's no better place to happen, honestly, in Rondo, right? The game where you can end up with 39 points.
It's all about those big finishes. Curious if there's a chance we get a bit of an extension into each other there with DOPENESS. Right on top of Smile. He's the one player that's fragmented off from the 1-3 split they've currently got going. SayCloud further out doing a bit of scouting as well. This is the establishing shot for Tianba and GodLike. GodLike obviously far more set up with cover to work with off the back of the warehouses. Tianba not so lucky.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to hold this little valley right here and hold it good for now. Not a terrible spot in this next zone, not the best either, but this is Tianba after all. Still pretty wild to see them down in 12th place, 24 points, very uncharacteristic and unexpected, at least from a lot of people here. You got QZZ, a superstar that can really ring things out. But all it takes is, for a lot of these teams, just one good situation where their back's against the wall and let their gun skill shine. And, I mean, I would not be shocked with Tianba, who has 0 points right now. They could end up with 20 very easily here.
72-1 GS as well. Still looking to see if they can squeeze any more points out of this one. DOPENESS taking the hits, onto Alpha 7. A bit of a back and forth already. Revo looking to close the gap as he drives by. Good control. Switching seats and hitting shots as he puts them down. And quite quickly, manhandles DOPENESS. They do lose Korea though, so it will be a 3-man squad for the A7 crew.
Yeah, you can see the crowd showing off them Rebo jerseys. The man, the myth, the legend is here, and he is putting in some work. This is what we needed to see from A7. 8 eliminations so far. You're right, yeah, Carrillo did get taken out, but for 8 elims, that is a sacrifice that you got to be willing to take. But job's not done yet. Still a lot more work if you want to make it straight to those finals, and they do get a nice knock there onto Mormon.
Alpha 7. Looking like they're starting to hit that high tempo. Caught whiff of eArena further back and take pot shots onto them. Meanwhile, before the zone moves, you can see Ida took a few shots over the Hustler crew, and that's the crunch in, Jukes.
That's the crunch in that's going to make things interesting. The circle goes to the north side. That's huge on the side of GodLike right here. A perfect zone shift for them. Taking a look there at the leaderboards so far. This is the problem, though, right? I mean, we were so hype about Alpha 7. 9 eliminations. This is a great game, right? The problem is that you're hunting down 5th place. GodLike have 8. So you've only closed that gap by 1 point so far.
Try as they might, there's still so much more to do. And even then, during the map feed, we could see like they were getting consistent damage back over to eArena. So they're not giving up any of this fight. They're still looking like they want to try. They know the win condition, Jukes.
Yeah. This is the problem, though, right? If you don't have a great day 1, you could have a good, solid day 2, but it could be too late, right? Especially if you see consistency from those top 5 teams. They're going to keep on pushing that point threshold even further and further beyond. So for Alpha 7, if you want to catch up to top 5, yeah, the 10-point game isn't going to be enough. You're going to need a 20 to try and close that gap. So they still are in this game with 3 players up. The problem is that GodLike is as well, as so is every team that really matters, because Vitality, no one catching them. They can go out early. But for everybody else still here, it's going to make things interesting.
72-1 GS going in on Alpha 7. They got an opening knock. They want to try and capitalize off it, Jukes. They've swung rounds. That's 1 tag back over, but it doesn't look like it's going well from the elimination feed right now. This could be the downfall of Alpha 7. Seems like it's just a solo remaining, trying to hold on to it. This is the POV.
There we go. We got it now. You can see Guizhou trying to get some shots down range, shooting, busting some vehicles here all over the place, but he gets put in a blender. eArena, they heard that fight happen, and they came to disrupt it, and they definitely did. But now Yangon Galacticos said, oh, you want some of that action? We'll take some of that as well. And they take them out.
Clean-up crew plays. Goodbye, eArena. See you later, Alpha 7. Meanwhile, GodLike have been battling versus ETSH. It's all kicking off around the zone. 72-1 GS. They thought they were cooking with gas. Silenced on the clap back there. Yangon Galacticos. Trying to get them to remember their name, Jukes. They got to say it with their chest.
What an interesting play, honestly. 7-2-1 GS, 15 eliminations, doing so good. They're like, yeah, let's go to the spot where we just saw 2 teams get wiped out immediately. And unfortunately, one of their players gets knocked. But here comes the rest of these squads.
GodLike popping off on the top side. They shut down ETSH. Big plays from GodLike as the crowd starts to give them even more energy. Meanwhile, this encounter between 72-1 GS and Yangon Galacticos rages on. Arcs the nades in. Stereo setup, Dukes. Here comes the boom.
Bang, bang, bang. 7-2-1 GS getting punished by Yangon Galacticos. Tough start for them, and now looking to finish strong. It's all up to Masco. And those nades are just inching closer and closer. He's got to hit some shots here to buy himself some time.
Ooh, zone shift as well, crunching in. It's still good for GodLike.
The crowd went nuts.
They're loving that.
The second they saw that shit, they're like, that's what I'm talking about. This is our game to win. And this is worst case scenario, literally for the entire lobby, because that's the one team you didn't want to pop off, because that was the one slot that looked juicy, available. But now it's looking like it's long gone. Let's see what Yangon Galacticos can do, though. They're going to start pushing up onto Masco. Yeah, Masco, oh man, those plays, those shots too strong. No way he survives this. Yeah, he's a goner.
Yangon Galacticos, slowly but surely, getting their head above water, piecing together some big plays, but Tianba, are they the squad that can clash and take this goods location off of GodLike? Well, S-Power's nade has other ideas, and Adamino also steps up to the plate, leaving 2 of the Tianba squad down on the deck. This is the push in from Milu. Shotgun, low HP on GodLike, quick shots, but he can't quite find it. Panic stations, Duke, they're all going down.
S-Power is shutting down this monster squad. Said, oh, I hear you coming this way. Eat some of these nades, baby. And now QZZ stuck in the blue zone. He's just going to go out here. He said, you know what? Deny the point, and GodLike looking unstoppable here in this match.
Do we need to say more? The energy of the arena here in Paris says enough about the excitement from the plays from GodLike. And like you said early, they're ruling the roost, gifted the angle to stay where they wanted to be with the zone, and Tianba was the only squad that tried to fight them for it, and they failed.
Hey, you know what? Some people could say that's a lucky shift, but GodLike, they're making their own luck here. Tianba pushed up, and they shut that down so dang fast. Yangon Galacticos, they're in trouble here. They're on that south side. They're outside of the zone. They're getting gate kept by everybody down here. Now it's all up to Say Cloud to make a play for his team and try to get these reses. He's going to throw the smoke, but the zone is closing. Yeah, Say Cloud's going to be the only one up left.
So low in HP, in a horrible position.
And here comes Blue. And bye-bye.
Give yourself up to it. Unless there's a hero play to be made, it'd have to be something miraculous.
Oh.
I mean, they've got a divot off the back of the damage to the terrain. He could save Romeo with at least Nongshim RedForce attention right now, not being hard stuck on him. I mean, Dukes, it's better than going out.
Got him up, and that does deny the point at least. So if they go down the blue zone, then they're going to deny it here. Romeo inching up little by little is going to try to make a play, though. Here he goes, throwing some nades out. Gets knocked there. And so easy said, yeah, no, I'm getting that confirmation. I need those points.
Just Say Cloud left them. He's still got a ton of utility left to work with as he throws in that nade. Zone eating away at him. I mean, it's good chip damage, and it's even making it more enticing for GodLike to take pot shots at him. He's just trying to buy time to live out.
Yeah, he's using that heal strat to maybe even get a little bit of extra placement. The problem is though, that the second the zone pops in 5 seconds, he's gone. So let's see. Can he even get that heal off? Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Yeah, so his play zone is going to take out Yangon Galacticos there, as Nongshim RedForce are the team holding the south side, but GodLike are just spreading their wings here, saying it's time. We want all these eliminations. Let's shut down this game in some beautiful fashion.
How far can they take it? A quieter approach to things from S2G on this one. Nongshim playing it smart, playing their cards close to their chest. But they've suffered a fair bit of damage off the back of being pinned into this position, being shot at from 2 angles. Whereas GodLike, they've just been ruling the roost, Jukes.
Whew. I mean, they got a baker's dozen already. They're looking real good. 13 eliminations. And look at this, finding those tight angles, tight peaks. They know this game's in the bag here. It's literally GodLike's game to lose. Let's see if they can close it out, though. That's always going to be the question. Oh, Nongshim are there. They are toast, dude. They're forced to run out in the wide open. No smokes available. And, man, they just get deleted. GodLike soaking up all these eliminations. If you're Nongshim RedForce, honestly, it's really interesting to see them kind of go for this strategy here, as they're going to be feeding a lot of points on the side of GodLike. And that is 16 on the day. Then Group B's Rondos have just been ridiculous.
Yeah, we've not seen anything like it, man. Some crazy games. As you'd expect, Nongshim, they had no pathway back in to try and vie for contest this game. So the last man falls, and this is what it comes down to. STG versus GodLike. They had a bit of a scouting play. They found this duo of Manya up towards the top side. Might want to actually collapse on it. Lost goes in quick. S-Power cooking the nade. Good chip damage from Manya. Switches to the shotgun. Baits them in. He wants to fight, and the nade from S-Power once again is a delight for this roster, as they are sending reverberations throughout the Qiddiya City grid, bringing the heat down on S2G.
S-Power is just insane. He's been throwing heat-seeking missiles all game long and opening the fight for his team. A full 4v4. S2G tried to catch a couple of their players off guard, but it's S-Power, baby. You can't shut him down that easy.
You can't stop S-Power, and you cannot silence GodLike in this moment. Adamino for the closing play as GodLike take this chicken dinner with ease.
That is how you do it here, folks. And you can see the look on their faces saying, make some noise, Paris. It's GodLike's time to shine.
The energy of this arena says enough about the excitement and the plays that this team has been making, and they deserve every bit of celebration they're getting, Jukes.
Absolutely, man. I mean, this was that one slot that looked like it was available. The top 4 looking very far away, very out of reach. But GodLike say, you know what? Let's just shut that door right here and right now. This top 5 is locked, right? Now, at the same time, there's still quite a few games left here, right? You got to put up consistent points, but if those top 5 do that, it may just be too far to reach.
the scary bit, right, is obviously some of the other squads that were above the teams that were looking to climb, they fell out pretty early there. Like Vitality not getting a great game out of this one. GodLike capitalizing where it matters most. Like you say, dude, you've made it so much harder for the mid-portion teams. You want to get into finals? Yeah, good luck. You might just have to go to survival, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, even a team like Alpha 7, who was doing great this game, right? They had a good, solid amount of eliminations, but at the end of the day, you know, you could put up a 15-point game. If the team you're hunting down puts down 16, you did nothing. As a matter of fact, now you're behind a point, right? So that's what it all comes down to at the end of the day. It takes full-fledged consistency in both days, and look at that. I mean, they just basically said, hey, bring it, baby. Good luck. Try catching us now.
Oh, yeah. Pulling ahead. Everyone's blowing up. You can hear the excitement, bro. It's insane, the energy we've got here right now at EWC. And it's a spectacle to behold. You come in to what was an explosive day yesterday of sheer talent, unexpected results, crazy circles, and then we start to run it back all over again.
Oh, that is how you do it right there, guys. Let's get it going here. We got some more action coming up in just a bit.
Here at PMWC at EWC 26, we have many activities that we can do before the games, in between the games, and after the games. And I think Max is there currently doing something. So let's see if maybe we can go in and give him a bit of a challenge, as he almost just absolutely ate it. Max, come over here, Max.
I'm training, I'm doing my routine.
No, I think you've been training. Let's do a 1v1. Pick a spot somewhere over here. If you make it, I'll try to match the shot.
I'm gonna wreck you. I'm gonna wreck you.
Oh, let's see if he can actually do this. Now, all right, come on now.
On the X.
Okay, all right, on the X. Let's see if it's gonna go in.
I checked the math. The best way to throw a basketball is actually the granny shot like this.
Let's see if it's gonna happen. Oh my, okay, you know what? I'll give it a chance.
I'm just giving you a chance right now.
Okay, here, hold on to this.
Okay, come on. Mr. 7WG in the court. Yeah, the granny shot. From behind. No way, Jose. That was terrible. Wait, he's cheating. You just got 2 in a row. That was actually not bad.
That was close. We're getting closer and closer. We're gonna keep on practicing, and we'll see if maybe one of us can make the shot. Come on, Max, you gotta make at least one for us. Okay, well, we'll keep on practicing our skills. Back to more PMWC at EWC 26.
We were there. For every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind. And we're here. Now. The proud founding partner of EWC. Powering the biggest event in gaming. Shoulder to shoulder with the world's best. Making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion. Reach your impossible.
I had to steal it from Alpha 7 because GodLike, my goodness, what a performance we just saw out of that squad, controlling the North and absolutely smacking everybody.
Yes, this is what we wanted to see from them. Let's go. Some really, really good stuff, right, Max? I mean, we just saw so much from this team. The 2-2 split we were talking about was a really nice 2-2 split coming on through there. Really good stuff coming in. I want to say S2G did make the right call going for the duo on the north because it was the high ground. It was cut off, but sending an extra player from GodLike up to there to defeat, to defend, to get those nades, some excellent nades coming in from them. A very well-deserved win coming in from GodLike.
I mean, in particular, when talking about grenades, Some, oh my goodness, some of the fights he was taking inside of Neox factory, he put a nade like literally on 2 extra floors up in that building, and he just gets it on that player up there. It was incredible stuff from Some, Admino too. No eliminations coming out from Manya, but he was like the RTS master, just putting his troops where they need to be to get that chicken dinner. So great IGLing, great fragging power, and of course, they're getting a total of 20 elims on a Rondo. Oh my goodness, they're here to play.
Impressive stuff there out of GodLike. You might be wondering, why are we comparing them with 7-1 GS? Because this squad needed to make sure they got out of the bottom 3, and they were able to do just that, Lace.
Yeah, I mean, they're clearly understanding the assignment today. They had a 2.1 average point day yesterday. So, you know, this is clear. This is clear that they had to do this. They cleared that eastern side, transitioned smoothly into the middle of zone with 8 eliminations. No team casualties is a massive turnaround for this team. Then, to cut the head of the snake, taking down Vitality is a huge power play. And I mean, this was a crucial 15 eliminations that they added to their tally to put them in 11th spot.
Yeah, that's going to be a massive push. They started the day in 15th place. A team that needs those points. GodLike as well. With this, GodLike moving even closer and closer to the finals as we take a look at the match ranking here. Horaa Esports, I mean, we'll get a chance to talk about Yangon Galacticos in a bit, but Horaa Esports continuing to be consistent as well with that fragging power we know they're capable of.
Yeah, very happy about Horaa Esports, right? We saw NoFear get some really good fights from their side. Unfortunately, at the end, didn't have the numbers to really defend against Yangon Galacticos going for their crossing over. But I want to highlight one team that's very important here in terms of storylines at the bottom of the rankings. It's 7-2-1 GS Esports. They woke up massively here on Rondo. 15 eliminations, 1 placement point, which is, you know, like meh, okay, sure, but overall 7-2-1 doing a massive push to get rid of that bottom 3 slot.
Exactly. I mean, that's what Lace was just talking about as well. With Alpha 7 ends up getting those 9 eliminations. This is good for this squad, but one thing that we need to point out is those teams that they were trying to hunt down for the top 5, they were still alive.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit interesting to see how it goes into the next couple of games with this. I do want to say one thing, though, is A7, much better already today than yesterday, for me at least. I mean, they had better presence. There was more just meaning behind their splits, that 1-3 split coming in. The info was better. It just felt like a team that had a lot more synergy than they did yesterday. So definitely very excited to see what we got coming in for A7.
Yeah, I mean, they had better scouting today. Yeah. So you could clearly see that they were actually prioritizing this a little bit more than yesterday. Obviously, we had an awesome interview with them. They said they were going to try some different plays, but it seems like they're returning to their natural presence, which is amazing. And I mean, that drive-by from Revo, man, that was so incredibly clean, well calculated. 1 casualty out of that, but this is the aggressiveness that we expect from our Brazilian team.
That Brazilian team is going to be looking for me because I did end up losing an instrument. You know what? I'll join you guys. Why not? I'm like... Okay, I'll put it back down. They're going to be looking for me. It's going to be hard for me to get out here. But Max, one team that was able to actually do a good rotation, have a good strategy here, and a team that needs it is the defending champions of PMWC, Yangon Galacticos.
Yeah, Yangon Galacticos actually a team that was, I would say, a little bit more passive towards the very later stages of this game, but actually ahead of that, their rotations from the western side, able to cross that bridge against the side of Horaa, which is some great rotations, and especially great scouting from this team that I think a lot of teams could try and learn from the scouting capabilities of Yangon Galacticos, especially at one point, if you're leaving Cloud behind them on a high ground position in that one building to make sure he can scout for his teammates which positions are free, which positions are available, and then the entire team just send it over to the eastern side of those buildings to get the high ground for themselves.
I know you got a illustration for us. Neptira, do me a favor, grab the mic from him so he can actually use both hands.
There you go.
And if you want to, yeah, put the mic.
I need to talk in the mic, thank you. No, if you're looking at this position here, one big point of contention the Yangon Galacticos got for free because of that insanely good scouting is going to be here, and this is like a two-tiered parking slot that they're going to be playing, which is high ground position and literally the entirety of the circle. But before that rotation, they had a scout that was actually over here in this position, and he was just providing information while his teammates were going for that wide rotation into that compound. The scout, it's a lot of microphone. The scouting was just on point. I wish they were just more aggressive later on, but in terms of the rotation in the early to mid-game stage, Yangon still have it here at PMWC 2026.
Yangon still got it, baby, and you still got it too. Feeling like a celebrity over there, Max, with so many microphones just surrounding you. But for this squad, we need to continue to see that proactiveness. We need to continue to see everything that we're seeing out of them to maintain themselves closer or within the top 5, because right now, eArena has been a team that has been slowing down a lot. They started off hot, and they are currently in 5th place.
I mean, just to give you guys a recap, we saw complete control from eArena on Rondo yesterday. Started at Stadium, continued at Stadium, and ended at Stadium with a record-breaking 29 points. But from today, starting on 3 eliminations. I mean, you know, it does come down to zone pull, but it seems like they're not showing their presence that they did yesterday. Obviously, still kind of maintaining that nice average to keep them above that line, but this is something, you know, we expected coming, especially on Rondo on this map, that they would have been taking charge of everything.
Yeah, and we're looking now at the new bottom 3. The new bottom 3, DOPENESS, ETSH, Hustler Crew, DOPENESS. I know that squad, it hasn't been looking good, and now they're in the bottom 3.
Yeah, it's odd. It's odd one for me because like they're one of the only teams that didn't hot drop on Rondo, right? Everybody went into Neax except for a few, and DOPENESS was one of them. I want to see more from that. Maybe a hot drop. Maybe a hot drop.
I'm actually not super hopeful about them because their best game yesterday was on Rondo. Today they did nothing on their map.
Well, can DOPENESS maybe turn it around today as we're going to be sending it over to the first Erangel of the final day for Group B. Hot Jukes, Jackie, take it away.
Here we go into Erangel. Let's get it going here. And I like what the desk was talking about, right? They were talking about the new bottom 3, you know, and I think that's where our eyes are going to definitely be on here for the rest of the day, because unless these teams in the mid-pack do something crazy consistently, we may not see a new top 5 for a minute here, because there is already a 15-point gap, Jack, between 5th and 6th place. And with how these top 5 teams have been playing, woo, it's going to be pretty tough to cross that.
Yeah, it's feeling really defined already, right? That's kind of what we were talking about, the downtime between last game and this one. So effectively, yeah, you've got to just keep your eyes locked in at who's in the bottom right now. That's the biggest area of movement we're looking at, where realistically there is chances for some teams to save what could have otherwise been a really rough run in Group B. Our top dogs, though, unless teams start targeting them, Jukes, and things get spicy, I feel like they just look so consistent. They look so hardy. It's going to be really rough to push them out of this position.
It's going to be tough indeed, but if you're going to go ahead and make it happen, it's most likely going to happen on Erangel. So here we go, folks. Match number 2 of Group B. Final day of the groups, right? We still have survival stage coming up, but it's all come down to this. So, yeah, 15-point gap. Now, you know, mathematically, for all you guys watching, you're like, hey, come on, it's 15 points. It can still happen, right? And it definitely can. The issue is the fact that the top 5 teams are still going to get points, right? So, you know, if we see the top 5 put up 5 points here, that's now a 20-point gap, right? So, honestly, I think if you are in that 6th place on down, I wonder what the coaches are saying, right? I think if it's you're going to have to start really talking about guys like a regular game is no longer okay.
Yeah, I think it's one of those, right? Just be like, look, guys, I want to let's cut our losses. Just go for a hot drop. Do something. We've got to just try something.
Yeah.
If we can starve them from getting no points, I believe in Paris that'd be nil points. Well, there you go. Check that one, Max, man. Let me know. Yeah, if you can actually just target them and deny them physically even being able to play one battleground here, just starve them out for a game. Maybe you've got a chance. But yeah, like you say, normality, probably not going to be ideal. This ain't normal though, bud. We're getting these circles again.
Oh, are you kidding me? Here we go again. Southern plane path, super northern circle. You know, I would normally be like, team vitality, ain't too happy about that. But yeah, again, like probably no one's catches in the day pretty much no matter what. So they're good with this one. But this could be a good opportunity, right, for the rest of the lobby to make something happen here. Now, one of the teams that desperately want to is Yangon Galacticos. Okay, they're in 6th place with 46 points. They're right there below that cutoff. And this is not the best circle for them at all.
No, far harder of a rotation. Obviously something they're quite comfortable with in terms of the drop location. But like you say, having to make that whole wrap is going to be brutal for them. But we've got something that's going to be very exciting for all of the viewers.
Yeah. And it's going to be that Naruto skin. That's right, guys. Join that Uzumaki Naruto event. Get that Ninetales Yuri on. Get your hands on that bad boy because the AUG is OP. And you're going to do it in style. We're here. But, oh, look at this. Oh, nice little shot there back from Jiggle. He put up a fight. But GodLike, man, I'm telling you, these guys are just having a phenomenal day. It's wild to see 39 points in Rondo on day 1, and then GodLike bust down 30 here. So, I mean, when it comes to Rondo, Group B just weren't playing.
No, he certainly had the upper echelons of Rondo gameplay. Made it look super exciting in some of the instances we've been gifted over yesterday and today. The ideal scenario, like you touched on there for GodLike, right? Come back in swinging once again. Target some of these squads. The only benefit to that is if you're playing with a 3-man squad for Horaa, if this is a bit more of a weakened knee, there's a chance where obviously GodLike thinking, right, we can try and lap them, push ourselves further into the safety net. Helps them out. The other teams, not so much. Still got to be a far better game.
Man, I tell you, if I'm any of these other teams in this lobby and I see GodLike already starting off with elimination, I'm like, oh, this is not good. You know, like they're already getting hot off the rip. That's going to make things tough. So I'm talking about Yangon Galacticos all the way down to Tianba. It still freaks me out to see Tianba down in 13. I had them as a lock for top 5 here. That's going to make the survival stage that much more interesting, though, right? I mean, we're in Neptura, right? She was happy to see some movement from Alpha 7. I am as well, but you got to look at the reality of things, right? Like, that game was good, but it did nothing. It really didn't do anything when it comes to them trying to make it into top 5, purely because of how good our top 5 teams did.
Yeah, that's the kind of the rough parts about it. It's what we've been saying from the games we saw yesterday as well, where mechanically they're making the right moves. You know that they're damn talented as individuals as well. They're playing off each other nicely. It looks like the comms are looking far cleaner in moments of chaos, but that only goes so far. If you're not able to get yourself into a good position, constantly fighting heads and tails to get even a reasonable compound, a reasonable location in the zone, man. Just feels like you're coming in doing this on hard mode, realistically.
Literally. I mean, that's the one thing I've noticed here, especially in PMWC live here in Paris, is good games are good and all, right? But the thing is the teams at the top of the leaderboards, they're not doing good games. They're not even doing great games, right? They're doing something special. They're doing something that we've never seen before. And you just can't compete with that, right? Just good isn't good enough here at this stage. If you want that top prize pool, you got to break records. You got to do something special.
I think it's spot on. It's what we've seen. The quality of competition has raised to a new level. And these are going to be terrifying squads to have back when we get all the way through towards finals. That's a conversation for another time, though. Yangon Galacticos taking some shots over onto S2G. A bit of a sleeper squad to the previous game. Gave a good run of things, all things considered, with how they approached it. Kamikaze limping away, crossing his fingers, thinking maybe there's a chance, maybe I can get picked up. Just don't give Marnet another knock for free off the back of it. That's the worst case.
I already know what he's telling his teammate. I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. I promise, I'm promise. Give me. And he got it. Nice. Soul K able to catch Kamikaze there, but Yangon Galacticos are looking in this direction. Ooh, those stairs. All it takes is one little bullet through it, but oh, he does get that res. So now, hopefully, we're going to see Kamikaze get to safety. This is a bridge gatekeep on a northern zone, too. That's ridiculous. I'm surprised we're seeing Yangon Galacticos take so much time to do this, because this is on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, they're not on the mainland. They've got a long way to go as well. You got a lot of attention from them, at least looking back over towards the coast. I mean, Smile's in a position where potentially, if they're not ready for the read, if he bobs up Jukes, couple quick shots here. Ooh, could be the difference maker. I mean, Marnet's got the shot off again. So a re-knock onto Kamikaze. Smile's advancing. This could be really bad.
I don't like this fight at all, personally. It just doesn't make any sense to me, because if you're S2G, you're in 7th place, 45 points, right? You're gatekeeping and out of position in the next circle. Like, I get you're trying to hunt down 4 eliminations, but that's not enough, right? In order to get into that top 5, it's chicken dinner time. So to risk putting yourself behind positioning-wise, it's just not worth it. I think at this point, just leave this fight. Go into the circle, try to get into that endgame.
Gone on the underside of the bridge, so Kamikaze can at least keep himself safe for now and try and catch them off guard, peeking from the other angle. They have that hovercraft waiting for them effectively as like the escape plan. But yeah, it's super elongated battle between these two. Burning through so many of your early reserves as well, just trapped, just sitting pretty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I get it. You're really committing for 4 eliminations here. But again, you're more than 15 points, I think 16 points behind 5th place. So it's an interesting play. But who knows, right? S2G could get these 4 limbs, run into circle, catch a lucky third party, and it could work out. But at the end of the day, that zone goes even more north. This strategy is looking more grim by the second.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier for them, does it? Now they're so close, man, in terms of the standards. So like, they're super heavily convinced about this being worth it. But you can see the difference of a team like Vitality. They've gone, right, it's time to go. There's no one on our bridge. Let's get out of here safely.
I just imagine, like, Team Vitality, the comms right now, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, la 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 la, we're good. You know, like, oh, why don't we just take a look at Pachinki? You know, what? You guys need anything else? An extra energy drink? Anything like that? They're just so solid on the leaderboard. It's ridiculous here. But oh, here we go. Big fight here. 7-2-1 GS. Get into a Tianba. QGZ turn around with a shotgun. Gets a couple little hit markers, but it's not good enough. Gonna have to make a play. Oh, but that is Tianba of all teams getting eliminated, and another huge start.
You got Alpha 7 as well, keeping their eyes on this with Wolves also right on top of them. The dinner bell's been rung, Jukes, and this is what we're expected to see. What's going on? Alpha 7?
The aggression is ramping up. I think they listen to their coaches. They're like, we have to fight early. We need tons of eliminations if we want to make it to the finals, and it's Dopeness battling it out with A7. A7 down to a single player. It's disaster for the Brazilian team.
Man, I need to see that one back from their POV, Jukes. Problem stations here. This is getting brutal for them already. Alpha 7 just with Obscure left. It felt like they had seized an opportunity to attempt a third party onto that and squeeze some points, but it all blows up in their face, literally.
Oh, such a rough finish for A7. Down to just Obscure here. Really fortunate on the side of 7-2-1 GS, who in that last game, and if they do good on this one, should put them in a really, really good position to at least make it to the survival stage. And who knows, right? I mean, with a good chicken dinner here, could even possibly get them a little closer to that top 5. We'll have to see how eArena, GodLike, do in this game. But now we're just going to see Alpha 7. Yeah, Obscure just going to have to do something for his team here. Really needs to sneak away a couple of eliminations.
You see the migration from S2G. They did abandon their post in the end, leaving the bridge. Here's the replay. Okay, so this is it. It looks like it was the teammate, then I imagine, on the bounce.
Oh no!
I saw it in the Elim feed, Jukes. I'm thinking, how on earth has this happened? Like, you just trapped in a building? What's going on? The strafe with a nade. Oh, mate.
Those windows used to be bigger. I think that's what it was.
I don't even know if that would have helped, but nade's not that big.
You gotta thread that needle, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, It didn't. It wasn't really a needle. It was a whole window. But you know what? It happens. It happens. You're under pressure. You got vehicles driving up on you. You're trying to make it to the finals, and just one little misplay, you get punished. Yesterday, we saw the Wolves, right, flip a car and get taken out because of it. And that just goes to show at this high level, one tiny mistake could be meaning going to the finals or going home.
Didn't expect that one. You'd be fuming as well.
Oh, yeah.
I hope the mental isn't brittle off the back of the team, Nate. You got to reset from it, Jukes.
Yeah, looking at the bottom of the leaderboards here, the fact that Tianba went out so early, we're going to see them in the bottom 3, most likely here after this game alone. I mean, you got DOPENESS only 1 point away from passing them up. ETSH are still up with 4. Hustlers Crew are up with 3. So one of the favorites going into this lobby who, in my opinion, QZZ is one of the best players in the world. To see them struggle so hard in Group B is just shocking for me. But let's look over here at eArena, who are going to have the warehouse near Severny. This is a really solid position. No matter where the zone goes, they're going to have a lot of real estate to be able to drive to there. So let's see how they decide to defend against it. It's not even that easy to press up on.
TT on the quick rotate. Last remember from Alpha 7 there in Obscure down on the deck. And they're getting themselves into the zone, forging a path forward, and thankfully haven't been popped off by any of the teams in these positions, although maybe that will change with No Fear. Oh, chip damage, Jukes, but not enough.
Put some shots downrange, and now everyone's just playing keep away. Say, hey, no, someone's here. Do not full send it onto my building, please, and thank you. Oh, Wolves, okay. Nice nade there on the 721 GS. That's a huge fight. That's 10th and 11th place going at it. But it looks like they are just within little nade range. Not fighting it out just yet. Now we're gonna look at GodLike. Okay, GodLike mighty close here to Yangon Galacticos. I don't think Yangon Galacticos want any of this fight right now. They're just gonna push a little bit further down south the hill. Mormon catches Slonic. Oh, the Wolves looking hurt here, as that's 2 players down, but Elementrix, we're seeing a battle go out, and here he goes. Elementrix getting thirsted, and I believe that is the Wolves eliminated.
The Wolves not surviving as a pack. 1 by 1, they're gone. eArena resetting off the back of it. Grab Mormon, throw him in the vehicle, and get away to pick him up.
Yeah, wild to see here as eArena going to push on over to that warehouse. We see Yangon Galacticos just south of GodLike underneath the hill. Romeo, yeah, using that hovercraft. That's the vehicle to use to get some extra intel. They're pushing up with it. Immediately, GodLike start putting some shots just to try and get it down a little bit further. But Yangon Galacticos are like, hey, yeah, we're here. Do you want to fight us? Maybe? Maybe you guys just go in the zone. We do as well? Well, let's see what happens.
Yangon don't want that smoke, man. Ooh, Say Cloud with a back exposed. S-Power.
Lucky.
I know, dude. He's been so slick as well. That's the one time we've not seen him get an instant elim off something like that.
Yeah, I just didn't think he was expecting to see someone white out in the open. And when you just give him that tiny pixel, he knocks it down. S-Power on point. That's the fight to open things up. Ooh. Oh, and his nades, too, have been so dangerous today. It's a 4v3 situation. Let's see how GodLike decides to take this fight. They're already starting to wrap around, get their claws into Yangon Galacticos. They're going to have to get moving here pretty quick.
Yeah, the pincer play. Wrap around, set up, giving their squad more of an understanding of what's going on here, once the rest of our teams around the zone do begin to duel one another. F is there from TT, falling. Zerich replying back onto 721 GS. And that fight does result in them going down. Out of the running, but another game with 6 elims, Jukes.
Unreal. Now TT Project are down to 1 as well. That's 10 through 13. Pretty much almost out here. That's a huge opportunity for our bottom 3 to get out of there. And meanwhile, Neons actually does a good job of getting a knock on the ETSH. So he's keeping his team alive. Oh, it gets knocked. Now it's just up to effect. Last player up for TT Project. Now getting ran over, and that is them gone. And this is a huge opportunity now for ETSH. 7 points on the board. They're looking good to get themselves out of that bottom 3.
Looks like we lost Obscure from Alpha 7 there as well. I believe that was eArena that went for the wrap down, found the solo and dispatched him, so he's gone.
Unreal here. St. Cloud now pushing up onto GodLike, but S-Power is on point all day long. Valiant Mito with another knock. Punishing Yangon Galacticos. And a 6th place closeout here. This is top 5, pretty much all in it. This is the worst case scenario for this lobby.
God, this is absolutely brutal. Smile's literally the only one that could get away. Got back behind the vehicle, pieced out to create space between the two, but for GodLike, it seems like the fight isn't going to be over. It's only just getting started. Nongshim RedForce close by, S2G as well, pushing up the hill. Nades onto the smokes. Fingers crossed that it'll connect onto someone.
S-Power gets in the vehicle. Oh, goodness gracious. This lobby is looking pretty crispy at this point, because our top 5 teams are all in this. Bunch of teams in that mid-pack are gone. Next zone does pop, goes right towards that center position. GodLike are going to use that high ground and gun skill to dominate this side of the map. And it looks like they are looking way too good to start the day. Man, S-Power has just been ridiculous today. And that last game was insane. Even here, his shots are just so on point. He came ready to play today.
He's quick, stylish, certainly delivering out there on the battleground, Jukes.
Maybe that's what the S stands for.
Hey, oh. I wouldn't fault him for it. He's been living up to the brand with the plays he's been making. eArena. A lot of utility left to work with, and they're casting that up towards this little ridge. A rock between them and ETSH. Nearby bounce on the nade. Apriko's got a double back slightly for Hita. Somewhat effective in these angles. Slight off angle where he can peek down on you. He loves these sort of peaks.
Come on, Fajita. Let's see what he can do. Oh, Attorney K getting hit with that nade. He's going to back it on up. So you know what? I'll leave those smokes right there. Looks like they're seeming to throw a bombardment on them. So eArena doing a good job. Back it up. Just, hey, take our time. We can't afford to get knocked here. This is still stage 5. This is wild. I mean, I think these teams in the mid-pack all played super aggressive, and it just didn't work out for, like, almost any of them.
It's the exact opposite of what really they needed to get out from this one. The rich will only get richer towards the top, and our bottom 3 squads all still in the running. That's where the movement could be off a game like this. If ETSH can keep up the gameplay we've seen with 4 players alive and 7 elims in the bank already, maybe they can start to climb out.
Nice knock there. Kamikaze gets a nade onto Admino from GodLike. Here we go. It's GodLike versus S2G. Good nade in that direction. Ooh, doesn't hit the mark just yet. And meanwhile, yeah, look at that smile from Yangon Galacticos, just hiding for his life here.
He's just sat inside that smoke. Oh, the vehicle so close to finding him as they're looking to bonnet him. S-Power's on the move as well.
Oh!
Chicaning around, but S2G lose another player down to 2. Lost, living up to his name because he's panicking right now. Can't quite find him, but S-Power takes a bullet to the back of the head. The SMG delivers. Goodbye, GodLike, as S2G went out on that one.
Huge, huge play on the side of S2G right there. Right on time, too. You take out GodLike, who have now moved into 2nd place. You got to get these reses, though, and the blue zone is closing. They're going to go ahead and pick him up, get him into that vehicle. It's smoking. Oh, never mind. Says, this ride is for myself and myself alone as I'm driving into a whole bunch of shots. Oh, Soul K. That is looking like it is going to be it. Yeah, he has to move away from the vehicle. It explodes. And S2G, nice fight, but not able to convert anything afterwards.
Hey, there's Vitality as well, getting LOS onto that. They see them and instantly farm through, stealing away some extra points. Does Smile make a move? The solo here from Yangon. He's thinking about the big picture, Jukes, but look how tempting this is.
Hello! And Razy somehow survived that. The trap was sprung, and he was able to get out with the cheese. He got out with the cheese, unscathed.
Ludicrous scenes, quick wrap around. Ooh, can't make it back in. That is going to be the deny out then. No chance to re-peek into the zone. Points denied, Yangon removed.
What is this leaderboard? What is this leaderboards, my man? What's going on here? So we got 4 from the top 5, 2 from the bottom 3, and only 1 in the mid-pack? Does it need to be said here? Does it need to be said here, folks? This is insane.
Feeling pretty defined. Feels like it's all just inevitable with how it's been going. ETSH, realistically the only one towards the bottom side with anything to be earned from this. Dopeness only down to a duo. The last man of Horaa in Sleepy, tucked in behind the tree. Hyunbin not far away either.
Yeah, honestly, he's doing enough, right? If you're Horaa, you're just trying to put up, 4 or 5 points a game, that could be enough to just put yourselves into those finals. Considering that, yeah, I mean, all the mid-pack teams aren't going to have that 20-point pop-off game that they needed. There's only, I think, 1 that stands a chance. And it's going to be tough, considering that almost all the lobby, the top of the lobby is still here. Look at this, Nongshim RedForce with 1. They're doing exactly what they need to do. Now it's ETSH, the team that needs to get themselves out of the bottom. Now just getting destroyed on the side by eArena, the Thai squad, deleting them out of there. Nice push, though. They did get some good, solid eliminations, but they're going to still need to do a whole lot more if we want to see them in that survival stage.
Yeah, I had to squeeze extra from this one. That's what you were saying. Good isn't enough anymore. For them, it's not going to bail them out. Dopeness, though. The dope duo looking to clash versus Ida. First one falls. eArena even trying to siphon points off the back of that, and they do so successfully, taking down Dopeness. Hyunbin falls. Razy loses his footing on the rocks.
MG3, so good, but you know what? Its weakness is when you're getting shot in the back. Unfortunate there for Razy. Again, Team Vitality just flexing at this point. They still have 2 players up. Nongshim RedForce get that thirst. And, all the teams at top are doing exactly what they need to. Hey, just survive, put some decent points on the board, and it's a lock. Considering that there's only 5 teams remaining, all these teams are going to be getting some good, solid placement points. The real eyes on and storyline left is Ida. Like, if you're Ida right now, the best thing that could happen is you take out this entire lobby here and now.
Just have a monstrous game from it. Give it your absolute all. It's not going to get any easier, though. Weird timeline where Sleepy could probably sneak into the zone unnoticed as well, because Nongshim cleared this whole area, so they might not expect anyone to be there. They didn't find him tucked in behind the tree, so he's looking to just steal points if he can.
Woo. Schweppes practicing his TIG welding right there, making sure that he goes and he's walking that cup, fixing that vehicle, getting it loaded up for the rest of the match. I wonder if Ida has that IQ to understand if they were doing enough elimination feed tracking to have a good idea of who's left in this lobby. It's quite difficult with everything that's going on. But if they have a good, solid idea of who's left, then they need to realize that they got to amp this aggression up. Like, why not? If you're Ida, you need to wipe this entire lobby out if you have a chance at getting top 5, because if you don't, and we see 4th and 5th place get chicken dinners, like, top 5's gone. So let's see what they decide to do here. I understand why they're playing it very pensively. They want to make sure that they get to that end game, but you got to ramp up the aggression.
Sleepy spotted in the end. He's hoping he could worm his way back into the zone, but not this time. Nongshim RedForce looking for a bit of an assess on the situation. Got a good lay of the land from the position they're in. Vitality close by towards Ida as well. eArena with a bit of a scouting play. Tourniquet there in the back of the vehicle. Limited cover as well, Jukes. And Nongshim, such an open angle to just take pot shots.
Oh man, this circle not too kind as there's a lot of open field in that center. Everyone's gonna have to play the edge. I would like to see Ida go push up into these buildings though and challenge Team Vitality. They need to, honestly. They have to clear the south side out pretty quickly. And you can see them in the vehicles, in the buggies, just getting some more information for now. Rita though is just moving up ever so closely. He could hear those steps. He knows they're in that building.
Audio cue giving the game away somewhat. Rita with the nades as well, pinpooled on it. If he gets a chance to arc it in, find a knock, then they could collapse, but they are starting to fragment over as well. Darkin advanced towards the zone, looking to get set up near the cover they found. 2 players make it in. Darkin with a knock over to Hyunbin as well. Fires back up onto this ridge and does some damage onto Nongshim. Vitality re-aggress. Emre holding. Rito with the assist. The shotgun slays back over onto Federales. Emre will pick off Axel. And Vitality crumble to Ida. They're starting to cook, Jukes.
This is a perfect scenario for them, right? They got 2 players already taking a position in this next zone. They were able to clear out Team Vitality, and now they're getting towards that end game. It's still going to be quite difficult considering that you got eArena up on top with the circle priority. And most likely, we're going to see Ida fight Nongshim RedForce. So if that does happen, never mind. Ida, they understand. They need to win this game. Push up into eArena, challenge them, try to take them out as fast as possible, and then have to deal with Nongshim RedForce later.
So many smokes being arced here, setting themselves up for it, trying to create some semblance of cover to protect them from Nongshim, block off the line of sight, and then take the fight over. Deep nade in as well. Nongshim aren't sleeping either. They're thinking about just taking the hit to him. It could be a three-way battle for the finish instantly. Tizzy so low.
Oh, Schweppes got so much damage onto him. But now we're going to see Ida throw some good nades onto Nongshim RedForce. That's 2 knocks for them. This is the best case scenario. They need to wipe out this entire lobby if they want a chance. Here they go, and they are starting to do it little by little. But now eArena have woken up. Now they're starting to put in some work.
So much damage. So little time to try and fix the issues you've suffered from that encounter, and eArena know that the knee is weak. Seeing if they can make him buckle with Schweppes. Clearing through. Good shots on target. Brings us down to just a duo on either side. Mormon with utility as well. He's only got that 1 Molotov left in the back pocket. 100 rounds of ammo on the org as he shoots up. Emre sneaking in.
That one hurt. Unfortunately, that was his second to last name. Ooh, that volley. Mighty close. And Mormon gets the knock. Single player up left. It's Schweppes and Mormon versus the final player from Ida.
Darkin. Can he somehow find a way to follow through and win this 1v2? Peek up. Oh, it's good.
That's huge.
Schweppes falls. They've got the revive off in the meantime. Mormon primes the nade. Tiny K tucks in behind the wall. Nade misses. Darkin peeks. That's on target.
Headshot.
Good shot. Follow-up's there. HG takes him away as Tiny K falls. Mormon closes the gap in the shotgun standoff, but will he win it? No!
Are you kidding me? What a finish. It's Ida getting it done in the 1v3.
Played it to perfection, Jukes.
Woo, let's go.
They go for the res. He gets the engage off, wins the